Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's that time we've all been waiting for. It's the Tuatara Championship Round 1. And today you are joined by me, Paddy Pat, and the infamous TK. Are we excited for this one, man?
Oh boy, words cannot describe how excited I am for this one to start. It's been a long time coming, and now it all comes down to the next 10 weeks of action.
It definitely does, and what a drive to be started in round 1 at Silverstone. And these guys are already in the chat, full lobby. And let's take a look at the lineups tonight, TK.
Yeah, 100%. So starting off at AlphaTauri, we have got a partnership of Death Peacock and Z92. In the Alpine, we've got a bomb parrot of Matt Caruana, and his replacement tonight is R8 Fusions. My apologies, still getting used to this change, malarkey. Next up, we have got the Aston Martin team, AVFC Walpole, and his teammate for tonight, Sighted. Next up, Ferrari, we've got Mansu and Mark 6. Mark 6, unfortunately, though, being replaced by Optic. That's a pairing that should be a good race tonight. Haas team, J Field 26 and the Slap Bus, that's unchanged as we head towards the McLaren team. Also unchanged, that'll be Expo and F1 Lewis for this evening. After that, we've got the Mercedes partnership of Carlson, Y said, Sam, Z said. That is also, that is changed for tonight. Culver takes the Mercedes seat off Sam, as Sam cannot make tonight. Red Bull Racing, TGT Chris and CES Eric has one replacement. CT08 is replacing Chris 97. And finally, 2 to go. Williams, Bumble Goblin. I've done Williams, haven't I?
Nope.
Oh, Williams, Bumble Goblin, and Matt Caruana. However, Bumble being replaced by Gracious Bear there. And finally, last but not least, Alfa Romeo, Icebreaker Nick, and Alster. And Icebreaker Nick not here this week, so Reese Thomas takes the Alfa Romeo seat.
Yeah, what a lineup we have here tonight. It is, a full grid, so fair play to the reserves. Now, remember, these reserves are in a little championship of themselves, so it's important for these guys that do come in as a reserve driver to get the points. As it looks like we have our first guy coming out on the pits. Not sure what the weather looks like here, but it looks a bit cloudy in Silverstone. It'll be interesting to see how that unfolds for the race. So without further ado, let's get into the gameplay. So we've got an 18-minute qualifying session here. And Matthew Caruana, the Kimura Racing's pro, is in the Williams seat tonight. And he will be looking to impress and put a marker down. And there's going to be a lot of nerves out there tonight, isn't there, TK?
Yeah, definitely. It's all come down to this. Obviously, like we said, we've had the qualifiers, and this is where it counts for real. Points are there, and prizes are to be won.
So the first guy that's going to cross the line for their outlap, for their full lap, will be Gracious Bear in the Williams. A reserve here tonight. He'll be wanting to put a marker down also in his little mini championship. But here we go. TK, do you want to talk us through the hot lap around this iconic Silverstone racetrack?
Yeah, Gracious Bear here actually on the intermediates, taking a strap from Tier 1 and PSGL and War as well. We quite often see it with their drivers, especially in the start of qualifying and intermediates. But he's heading down into the mist of Sector 1. This is just to set a banker lap for himself, just in case things go awry on the later laps. As he comes round the left-hander absolutely perfectly. Apex here on the left-hand side, clips that well, gets the DRS wide open as they head down the straight to end Sector 1. It's a technical start to Sector 2 here, with a tight left-hander immediately into a flowing right, which will head you down the old pit straight. You've got to get this right. The run down the old pit straight is so vital when it comes to an overtaking move into Cops. Actually, gets quite a nice move out of there and flows down towards the old pit straight. One of the only straights on this circuit actually not to have DRS assistance. But not to worry, he goes through Cops, flying through there, even on the intermediates. Does well to keep it within the track limits as well, even if his ERS is burning ever so slightly. Through Maggots and Beckett's we go. The left and the right is the famous part of this track. And he navigates them really, really well. A little bit loose on the final corner there. A little bit wide on the apex. He won't be too happy. But like we said, this is just his first banker lap. And it will just be get that spot on the board just in case things go wrong. Here we go. Final few corners of the Silverstone circuit. 2 more turns to battle with. 1 left and 1 right. As he comes round the final left-hander. Careful of the sausage curb on his left-hand side. And he can flow through the long right hander. This is essentially one corner, and he will come across the line in the low 130s. Good lap there by Gracious Bear. Actually a nice one on the intermediates to set a first lap time.
It is, but we've got F1 Lewis coming round. We've got Ryan Chibwell 127. He's the first one to put a respective lap time on the board. Reece Thomas beats that immediately with a 126.1. Now we're talking.
Yeah, definitely. It's interesting that Gracious Bear's only about 3.5 seconds off pace on the intermediate tyre. So he's either putting that tyre through the ringer, or there's a lot of drivers that are going to improve here.
So we've got the Kimura Racing's pro driver coming through the last few corners here. Round the club he goes. He's on the intermediate tyre as he comes round. What is his lap time going to be? It is a 127.3, which is not a bad lap time on those mediums.
Yeah, really good lap time on the mediums. Only about a second off pole, and that's what we'd expect on the yellow wall mediums here.
F1 Lewis then gets the first driver into the 125s, but straight away Oyster in the Alfa Romeo goes to 125.7. So a provisional pole there for Oyster as the times come in thick and fast here now. It's hard to keep up. We've got a Haas coming around the last turn now. He is on the soft compound tyre. What is it going to be? It looks good. It looks like it's a 125. It is. Slampus goes provisional pole with a 125.4.
Yeah, this is some great qualifying times, only getting faster as the track develops and track increases in grip level. And I reckon we'll see a really low 125 here as pole.
Expo puts a lap in there next to his teammate at 125.8, but we'll go on board with Def Peacock then, who actually has invalidated his lap. Keep an eye on Carlson. Carlson did a fantastic job here last season, and he's in the Mercedes driver as a full-time seat. Can he get the pole here as well to start off his season with a bang? He's on his outlap now. Shall we talk through the lap here on a very, very competitive driver on the soft compound tyre?
Yeah, go on, Pat. I'll let you take this one as I took the first one.
Here we go then. It's Carlson. He tries and gets the best exit he can. Down the Hamilton straight he goes to start his lap. He's coming through this turn here. Is a complete flat-out turn. You've got to really trust the car, trust the downforce. And he does that with absolute great precision. Comes through a few turns onto the Wellington straight. And it's a third. It's a short shift up to fourth, using all the track limits here. And it's the first DRS zone of 2 here around this Silverstone circuit, heading towards the Love Field. Now we're going to see a lot of switchbacks, a lot of overtaking as we come through the Old National Pit straight onto this straight right now, and it's pedal to the metal using all the track, all the limits. And when you hear these cars go over the curbs, they really do make a hell of a sound. Onto Copse Corner, another flat out bend here, keeps it in 8th gear. As we see the race, you may see people go into the 7th through Maggots and Beckett. There you go, reaching the speed of 160-70 mile an hour, we should think is impossible to do, but these cars show the downforce is going to get a hell of a slipstream here through Stowe Corner with a bit of help from his teammate. Stowe Corner he goes through Vale, and it's the last few turns to go. What is his lap time looking like? Slides it in, chucking it in the last turn, and he loses a little bit of downforce and rear, but he puts a nice 125.2, and that is your provisional pole. What a lap to watch.
I'll tell you what, talk about teammate as they headed down the last bit of the hangar straight there. Really great team effort there, and that actually shows as Carlson takes it by a good couple of tenths here. Yeah,
just to let everyone know in the chat, it's an 18-minute qualifying session with a 50% race. So, a lot of drivers in the pits as it stands, going and waiting for their second run. 9 minutes left of this session, TK. I think 125.2 is going to be a hard lap time to get there, as we see Eric down in 18th position at the minute in the Red Bull. He'll be looking to improve.
Yeah, he's yet to set a lap time. Obviously, we'll wait and see what he puts down his first sort of run. He's gone out there as the track's developed a little bit more than our first set of lap times, so I'm definitely expecting to see a top 8 here.
Well, we'll soon find out. We'll see a few yellow flags, but I believe it's just some people coming in on the in light. There it is. It is a 1:25.6 from Eric, and these lap times are getting closer and closer.
Yeah, I think if he had the extra toe that Carlson had there, that would have been a pole lap for sure.
Yeah, that toe down that hanger straight really does make a huge difference. Let's keep an eye on 2 drivers then yet to set a lap time. Saying that, Xbox Gulver, a 1:25.8. A lot of drivers in the 1:25s here. It's going to be ever so close for position. Going back to the Ferrari driver, still yet to set a lap time. And unfortunately for him, he's invalidated this lap, TK.
Yeah, he's really not having a good run out there. Really not able to find his comfort in the car. He stepped in as a reserve literally at the last minute. And I wonder if the lack of practice and lack of experience around here is really paying off.
Yeah, but fair play to the guy. You know, it's these reserves are really making, it worthwhile. 20 drivers. It's not very often you see league racing now with 20 drivers. There's always people that are last minute pulling out. But to see 20 of our drivers racing around this track in a league race round 1 is fantastic to see.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic thing to see. Obviously, even in the top leagues, we don't see 20 drivers consistently. And fair play to these reserves. They know they're not full-time drivers, but they do have something to play for here.
They definitely do. So Mansu then, in the other Ferrari, he's on a hot lap. Now I expect a little bit more from him. He's down in 12th place at the minute. Can he get in the 1:25s? We see the Aston Martin having some great etiquette there by getting out the way of the Ferrari on his hot lap. Coming through Maggots and Beckett's now, looking very, very tidy indeed. Look how much, it really amazes me how they go through here with so much confidence and so much pace. It really does.
Yeah, I tell you what, even it takes a lot of experience to be able to do that confidently, and this is what our drivers are showing, the experience and the knowledge they have of how these cars handle to be able to get through these corners with such high speeds.
I tell you what, it's looking a good lap as well, hitting the last 2 turns here, and like you said, this kind of turns into one turn, and he crosses the line. It's going to be in the 1:25s. What it's going to be is a 1:25.732. That puts him in 4th place, and we've got 8 drivers at the minute in the 1:25s. This is incredible. Let's have a little look to see from the leader. Look at this. The top 12 are covered by 1 second, and I think it's just going to get closer.
100%. As the track develops, as these guys go up for their second runs, I wouldn't be surprised if the top 20 here are split by under a second.
Oyster on another hot lap, coming through sector 2 right now. Let's have a little look. Oh, he's not. He's going to abandon that lap because he's not quite up on his time on that last sector. Reece Thomas then, okay, down in 9th place. 7/10 off the leader at the minute. He's on a nice little hot lap. Oh, he's going to have to abandon that now because that was a little bit wobbly through there.
Yeah, I don't know why he started that hot lap. He seemed to be on about 20% ERS as he was heading through Farm and then onto the Wellington Straight. So really didn't have the ERS to be able to support a hot lap here.
Well, 6 minutes left of this session. The Aston Martin have sighted another reserve driver wanting to put his claim down for tonight and get some points on the board. He's in 15th for the minute, and he's going down the hanger straight where you'll reach the speeds of up to 209 miles per hour as it's a sharp right fast-hander, 250 miles an hour, all the way back up to nearly 200 before they hit the hard braking zone of the last 2 turns. Now then, what is it going to be? Is it going to be in the 1:25s? It might just miss out. It does, but it's a 1:26.2, and he improves, but only 12th position.
Yeah, that actually pushes the top 14 all still within a second of each other, actually.
and like we said when we've done these qualifiers, the top 14, ladies and gentlemen, within a second. That's what you expect in league racing. This is fantastic.
I'll tell you what, if you'd pulled together a group of 15 drivers and said they're all going to be within a second over about nearly 6 kilometres of racing circuit, I wouldn't have believed you.
I know, but that is the beauty of the way the Tuatara qualifiers worked out. And it's a new system that's not been done. But I think if league owners see the way we've done this, they might have to adopt it themselves.
Yeah, you never know. We might completely change how league racing works here.
Definitely. Fantastic work.
Just keeping an eye on Expo. He's currently sat in P8. He's set a purple sector 1, if I recall correctly, as we watch him here heading towards Cops down the old pit straight.
Yeah, he's two tenths up on his time. If he gets the Maggots and Beckett's, it's one of those areas on the track where you can really gain but also lose a lot of time if you don't get that right. But at the minute, it does look very tidy as he can keep it together. Let's have a little look. What is sector 2 times? Is 3, nearly 4 tenths up on his time. And this could be a challenge here for pole position.
Yeah, it was a purple sector 1, a purple sector 2. All he's got to do is hold it together. There's a car kind of going a little bit haywire in front of him. He dives into the pits.
He's abandoned his lap time.
Why?
I wonder if he's that confident he's going to put another fresh softs and go for it again here with 3 minutes 40 left to go. A lot of drivers are in the pits and really leaving it to the last minute. This is going to be a very busy pit lane in a minute.
Are we going to see a Monza 2021 situation here? They all come out at the same time and no one wants to lead that pack away?
Have a look at R8 then. He's invalidated his time, but he was on his out lap. Maybe he's doing a double because here he comes then in the Alpine. And he's going to start his hot lap. We'll keep an eye on how that unfolds. Death Peacock. Oh, he's just invalidated. Such a shame. Death Peacock then invalidates his lap, and I just don't think he's going to have enough time to reset up a lap. Reese Thomas down in 9th place. He is out of the qualifying session.
It did actually look like a retirement in the pit. I didn't see a car stopped on track when he did retire.
Well, maybe he was happy with that time. I don't know.
Maybe he used all his tyres up trying to attempt for that time.
This pace is unreal. It definitely is. And guess what, guys? It's only going to get quicker. The track has rubbed it in and everyone is out. A lot of the drivers are out on their out laps. And the only driver to not set a lap time right now is the Ferrari driver of Yeeting Toast. And currently going through sector 2. Will he get a time on the board?
Yeah, he's just got to keep it clean through Cops, which he does. The next few challenges, Maggots, Beckett's and Chapel, they're going to be the true tell here.
Looking tidy. Ooh, a little bit missed of the apex there, but he's gathered it up. It's going to cost him a couple of tenths that. But if it's respectable, he should be up there.
It's looking like a good time. We got a little bit funny out of Chapel as he heads round Stowe into Vale now.
And it is going to be a lap time on the board as he comes across the line here. What's the Ferrari driver going to do? It's a 1:25.7, and that puts him right up to 5th place. He really did well there.
Yeah, fantastic lap from the Ferrari. Literally going last to 5th there. He put everything he had into that lap.
Indeed, and that just now makes it 15 drivers within a second of each other, TK.
I'll tell you what, I never saw this come in. We have had a DNF actually. R8 Fusion managed to find the wall as he headed through farm. I think that's turn 2 there.
We've got to really keep an eye on the track here now. We've got so many drivers out on a hot lap and on an out lap. Eric has started again, coming through sector 1 in the Red Bull, currently on the second row of the grid as it stands. Well, let's have a little look to see what his sector 1 time's like.
Walpole has gone out on the mediums to try and set another hot lap. I'm not quite sure what he's doing now. Has he run out of softs?
I don't know, but if you're not on the soft compound tyre at this point of the qualifying, then you're not doing much for it. He's improved by literally 6 thousandths of a second going through sector 1. So he's still on for a decent lap here, is Eric. But he's got to try and find 3 or 4 attempts here if he wants to put that Red Bull on pole.
Yeah, that toe the Mercedes got down the hangar straight was unmatched as things stand. Oh, he's retired. That was a pit lane retirement.
Keep an eye on Sighted. Is it Sighted? No, it's not. It's his teammate. Wapple. He's going to try and set a lap time again. Oh, he's invalidated the last lap. So AFC Whopper will not be improving. Death Peacock has taken the checkered flag as well. So is Mansu. Let's go back on to Eric then. As he's coming through Vale into Club. for the last time here in qualifying. Has he improved on his time? He's currently second row of the grid. What is he going to do? He does improve, puts himself back on the second row. But Slapbus takes the checker flag with a 125.1. Carlson's got it all to do now. And this could be a last-minute change of this qualifying session. F1 Lewis doesn't improve, or does improve, sorry, goes third place. Eric gets dropped down to fourth. Matthew Caruana, keep an eye on him as well. Where is he to? He's down in sixth place. And does he look like he's going on a hot lap? Yes, he does.
Olsen's invalidated his lap attempt.
Cole Carlson will not get pole here. Slapbook is looking to go. Expo crosses the line and now pushes Carlson down onto the third row and just misses out on pole. Holy moly. Let's go back on to Matthew Caruana. And he has got no way of improving there. Jay Field in the Haas comes across the line and he doesn't improve either. And my gosh, this last attempt here, no one has improved at all.
No, I'll tell you what, I thought it'd all come down to the last gosh lane, but yeah, no one seemed to find that grip on the last attempt.
So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is your 18-minute qualifying session here for the Tuatara Championship Round 1. And it's Slapbus that takes pole position by half a tenth. And that's wow. The top 15 are covered by 1 second, TK.
I'll tell you what, that's incredible work. Just looking in the chat as well, Carlson saying he did a 25 flat, but he invalidated.
Unbelievable. So if he did invalidate there, he would have got the pole, but he's going to have to settle for second row with a grid here, and that is by only a tenth.
Yeah, it was so close. And bear in mind, he did that lap pretty much at the start of qualifying when the track wasn't anywhere near rubbing in.
Wow, fantastic qualifying session here for the first round. And it's all because of Tuatara. Tuatara are our main sponsors, and we thank them for putting the prizes for us for this 10-race championship. The prizes that are up for grabs for these 10 races are on the screen right now. For first place then, it will be the full grip package then will be the Tuatara Simracing gloves, the Simracing gloves for your pedals, and of course the Simracing grip socks as well. Second place, will be the gloves and the socks, and third place will be the socks, the gloves, So thank you very much to Tuatara. If you don't know what Tuatara are and you are wanting to maybe buy a pair of these amazing Simracing gloves or socks, then let's check them out. ! Tuatara in the chat will get you 15% off if you use code PADDYPAT15.
Oh, the Blues is cheating bits.
To equal cars, the Haas in pole position.
I'll tell you what, that's crazy. We saw it in Brazil in non-equal cars. Let's see it in a race.
No, it is equal, guys. It is equal. So, that is Tuatara, and we thank them massively for the support, but also a big thank you to all the admin team and the steward team for making this happen and making this all run smoothly. So here we go, qualifying. That was a lot, wasn't it?
It was. I'll tell you what, it was action from start to finish. There wasn't a moment in those 18 minutes you wanted to take your eyes off the screen.
No, and now it is time for the race. The guys putting on the setups, the tyre choices, and really thinking about how much fuel they need. Will there be safety cars? Will there even be a red flag in this race? Who knows? It looks pretty cloudy out there, TK. Will we see rain in this race for the first round? We don't know. We don't get to see. But we are ready to go for the formation lap. TK, you can take it away for the formation lap and the beginning of this race. Here we go.
We'll just keep an eye on our drivers as they pull away here or the start of their formation lap. The Slapbus, the only driver choosing to put on the soft tyres at the start of this race. We've got 5 drivers choosing the medium tyre. That'll be Expo, Gagley, Reese Thomas, Death Peacock, and R8 Fusions, who's sat down in 19th at the moment. But every other driver, 14 out of the 20 drivers, have chosen the hard tyre to start here. I have a feeling there might be quite a bit of double stacking going on later on in this race if we don't see rain. But yeah, speaking of rain, it's definitely an overcast Britain, like it is for most of the country at the moment. I've heard I was speaking to my brother earlier, he's up in the north for work at the moment. He's got rain up there. It's kind of overcast down here in the south. But yeah, definitely potential chance of rain. We can't see it, unfortunately, in the comms box. We don't get the weather information, but our drivers will have seen it. Their race engineers will be telling them exactly when to expect rain, probably a rough 5-minute window or so. But they'll be prepared for that. I wonder if the slap bus is expecting rain early on in this race, hence the soft tyre choice. And we'll see him hopefully try and pull away as he leads us into Abbey. That's turn number 1 for those of you who know corner numbers, not names. You'll hear us refer to them quite often as we go through this race. 26 laps of racing action. 5.891 kilometres is how long this Silverstone circuit is. That's a total race distance of 157.6 kilometres that these guys will race over the next kind of 45 minutes or so.
I'll tell you what. Bold strategy from Slapbus, but that does maybe indicate, is he the smart one? Will there be rain in this race, or is he expecting and gambling that we may see safety cars? I don't know, but he's definitely going to have the best start off the grid on those soft tyres. The only one picking the strategy. We get some great feedback then from the guys in the chat, so thank you very much, AJ Muzzer. Really appreciate the great feedback. But for now, it is almost ready to go racing here in the Tuatara Championship Round 1. It's Slapbus. That is your pole sitter. And Expo is going to want to try and get a good start. Will he get a good enough start against the soft to try and make a move into turn 1? We're about seconds away from finding out. Here we go then. TK, take it away.
Yeah, it's lights out on our screen, and away we go for the drivers. Expo gets an absolutely fantastic start on the mediums, immediately into the slipstream of the slap bus, but don't pay attention to Carlson. He's right behind as well, almost on the slipstream. We've got a driver going wide. I think that's Z92 going a little bit wide in the first instance, but still in our lead. We've got Carlson trying to move down the inside. They're almost going 3 wide as we head into farm here, as they head down the Wellington straight for the first time in this race. Alpine's battling for positions with the Mercedes further back, and both Ferraris going at it as well, with an Alfa Romeo further back. We've got someone spun around. That's Jay Field in the Alfa Romeo. He's not going to be too happy, and actually Jay Field in the Haas has gone round.
So Reese Thomas then and Jay Field coming together. By looks like you've got 2 Ferraris battling out round Love Field. They go, and it's the Mansu that gets the better of his teammate on that occasion. Through there they go, and look at the racing here. We may have 3 wide going through Cobb Spawner, but they do sort themselves out, and the Ferrari goes a little bit wide as we reach this amazing sector of Maggots and Beckett's, driving through here in single file. They go, and what a spectacle and view we see as they go onto the hangar straight. Fantastic stuff, fantastic racing on lap 1 here. You see Carlson making a move to the outside here and puts himself up into P2. Slapbus though already 1.2 seconds ahead.
Yeah, Slapbus has played his strategy. He knows what he's got to do in these first couple of laps to avoid being eaten under the DRS. But Carlson on those hards is really making the strategy work. If he can go a little bit longer, and he can really punish Slapbus later on in this race.
Yeah, not a bad strategy at all. He's got some pace there on the hard compound tyres. Now, there's a lot of drivers so close together at this early stage of this race. It's really difficult to pick out a driver to watch. But we are on board with the Kimura Racing Pro driver as you've got the Alpine taking a little dive to the inside. Slight contact there. A little bit of an audacious move, but he gets away with that one. And Matthew Caruana stays in 6th place at the minute on those hard compound tyres.
Yeah, really showing why he's a pro driver for Kimura and making that knowledge and experience work around the outside to defend from the Alpine initially, but now he's right on the back of F1 Lewis and that McLaren. Yeah,
we've got the Mercedes and Gracious Bear swapping places there. Or are they? They're still side by side as they go through. They are. They're going to go side by side through Cop's Corner. And that's how you do it, Lewis and Verstappen. Take note as they still go through. Oh, I spoke too soon. We've got a retirement. It's Gulver and Bear. Oh, the commentator's curse has hit us, and that's a safety car, ladies and gentlemen, on lap 2 of this race.
I have no words to describe what happened. They've gone so cleanly through Cop's corner. They managed to make the 2x2 work, and then it looks like Cole has just come across to try and regain the racing line. Gracious Bear said no and held his ground, and they've both ended up in the wall in quite a high G collision there.
We've got the slap bus then, our race leader, into the pits. Carlson on those hard tyres has come and stayed out, and you've got Gagley coming in as well. We've got Gagley coming in, and it looks like we've only got 2 drivers at the minute taking the pit stops.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect to see the hard and the medium runners pitting just yet. It's not time for those tyres. They'll you know, all they're going to do at this point is bugger up the rest of the strategy. But I think the slap bus had to pit. He had no other choice, otherwise he kind of buggers up that early pit stop opportunity for himself.
But has it ruined his strategy here? I mean, the soft compound tyre, will the hards go to the end? If they do, well, they're going to be very, 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 well, they're going to be screaming at him. And somehow Matthew Caruana and Lewis were swapping positions there under the safety car. Hopefully that sorted itself out. But wow, what an absolute fantastic close racing for the first 2 laps.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that it was obviously 2 reserves taken out by each other, but at least it wasn't Division 1 races.
It was, but like I said, you know, the reserve drivers are in it for their own little mini championship as well. Every point counts. And I think, you know, unfortunately for round 1, we did have 7 reserves that have come forward today. So a great opportunity for the reserves to actually gain points in their little mini league. But it is unfortunate for them to come together, because like you said, they did a great job going through Cops, which, you know, we said that's how you do it, Lewis and Verstappen. But then I spoke too soon, and, you know, they just tangled together in an area where you wouldn't normally see that happening.
Yeah, it was just a weird one. They made it through the tricky part of the circuit, and then it was almost when they were trying to return to the racing line is where they screwed up. And I think that just comes down to maybe lack of experience, maybe lack of racing together here. But, you know, they've got 9 more weeks to prove themselves, and they've got 9 more weeks to score points for themselves as well.
Yeah, they have indeed. The Williams there taking a little bit of a scenic route through Stoke.
Matt Caruana just deciding that he wanted the beach effect at Silverstone.
So then, we've got a new race leader. Carlson came, I believe, 3rd in the championship last year. And,
yeah, he did.
He's looking pretty good on the hard compound tyre. A lot of these drivers will have to stop again. But let's have a look. We have had 4 drivers have pitted. We've got Slapbus, who's our pole sitter. He has pitted, I believe. Let's have a little look at the tyres. Yeah, so you've got Reese Thomas, Wapple, Gagley, and Slapbus. They've all pitted, and they've gone onto the hard compound tyre. It's going to be screaming at them the end, but they will get to the end, those hards, won't they?
Yeah, they should do it, especially the safety car period is going to be doing nothing but helping that. Obviously, the more time they can spend on the safety car, the less heat and wear load these tyres are going to go through, and that will only benefit them towards the latter part of this race.
So AFC Walpole then has got a second chance here. He's going to catch the pack. He's gone onto the hard compound tyre. So a second chance then for these drivers that had early comings together to get back in amongst the racing. And I'll tell you what, it was really difficult to pick out a battle there, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think there was so many going on. He didn't want to lose what was going on. And it was just came down to kind of who was overtaken and who wasn't at the time. And I think we managed to catch the right battle, so to speak.
Indeed we did. So I believe the safety car will be in this lap. We'll have to wait for race control to give us that confirmation. But it's crazy to think these Formula 1 drivers complain about the speed of the safety car. And it's like, that safety car is going bat out of hell. And these Formula 1 drivers are doing, you know, they're reaching 130 miles an hour. And it's like, they need to speed up. Brilliant.
Yeah, I don't know if you've ever done a hot lap with these safety cars, because you could do that now in this game and last game. Also, you can do the hot laps with with some of the supercars. If you try and do a hot lap in one of the safety cars, it feels so much different. And I actually feel so bad for Bert Mylander with what he has to do to rag that car around the circuit.
So, the Mercedes driver of Carlson then becomes the effective safety car. And it's all up to him, ready for him to get going. Now, he's got to wait for the safety car to enter the pit lane, which he has. So it's all about when does he go. The pack is really backed up now. When is he going? And he's gone. Here we go. It's racing. We go and we're away. And what a start he had. What a jump from the McLaren.
Yeah, he got a great move there. He had to be so careful. Those hard tyres are probably not going to get up to working temperature for a good lap or so. So he had to really carefully pick his spot. Otherwise, Expo would be all over him in the starting stages.
So, all away we go. It looks like all of them have got away nicely. The two Ferraris are together. The two McLarens are pretty much together. We've got a Red Bull getting a bit of a McLaren sandwich at the minute. F1 Lewis then right on the back of the Red Bull on the hard compound tyres. Takes a little look to the left, trying to put that Red Bull driver off a little bit. But Eric, he's a seasoned veteran and he's not having any of it at this stage of the race.
Yeah, the two McLarens really have to work together here. The only issue is they're both on the same strategy. Both will probably have the ideal pit window, but they've got to work together to keep this Red Bull behind them once Lewis can get past him.
Well, Lewis is really pushing him along here. Will he make a mount down the hanger straight as they go through Megas and Beckers for another time here? And you just think, how are they getting that grip? Oh, saying that, it gets a bit wobbly there for F1 Lewis. He probably picks up a warning for that one, and he's dropped back a little bit.
Safety car.
We have a safety car.
Oh, we have got no front wing on the Alpine of R8 Fusions.
So that's what's brought out the safety car then, R8 Fusion.
Oh, Slapbus, our once leader, also has damage. Front left end plate missing for him.
Oh, so they've had a coming together then. Is R8 Fusion a reserve?
He is, yes.
Yeah, well, that would be the last time he reserves.
To be fair, we don't know whose fault it is at the moment. We will let stewards deal with it post race.
Yeah, you don't DNF on track though.
Oh, I didn't realise he did that.
Wall. Yeah, he smashed it.
That's my bad. I was checking chat just to make sure there wasn't anything in there.
Do apologise for that unsportsmanship behaviour, but that will be the last time R8 Fusion does a race in this championship. You do not DNF on track on purpose. If you've had enough, you kindly retire into the pits. Anyway, a second safety car. I mean, we haven't even really got going again, have we?
No, I don't think we've even managed to do a full lap as of yet. I think we've had one or two, maybe one lap of racing action. Safety car came out on lap 2, if I recall correctly.
So our pole stiller Slapbus has gone now onto the medium compound tyre. So he's got to do 20 laps on these. And he's got the pace to get back up there again. But unfortunately, you know, with him being on that soft compound tyre, it's kind of, by pitting early under that safety car, it's put him amongst the field and a lot of traffic, you know, and is that what's really affected his strategy today? You know, if he started on those hard compound tyres, he could have gone long and could have stayed away from the guys at the back, knowing his pace is so good. You know, I don't know. What do you think?
I agree with you there, Pat. I think you're right. I think starting on the soft tyre, whilst he got the best pull away, in terms of strategy, it's really ruined him today. And I think if he hadn't have had to pit in that first safety car, we wouldn't see him now currently down in 17th with that wing damage. And he's got a lot to do over the next 20 laps of racing here. Yeah,
I just want to say a big thank you to Up the Blues for almost 200 biddies, and AJ Muzzer coming in with a follow, and CTO8 coming in with the follow as well. Really appreciate the support, guys.
CTO8 should be racing, not following you on Twitch.
Indeed. Where are you? Let's have a little look at the pit stops then. So the top 8 then, the top 7, sorry, are yet to pit. And I believe that'll be the hard compound tyres.
Yeah, absolutely right. I think everyone now in the top 7, all on the hard tyre, all going to go long. And they're under risk here. If we get multiple safety cars, that could really ruin their strategy here.
It can. Now with 2 safety cars, we've got to be wary here of a red flag in this race as well. If we've had 2 within 7 laps, which is not something we like to see, but you know, it has been a comings together through a very, very fast right-hander. Of course, when the safety car comes out, safety first and all that.
Yeah, absolutely. I've not actually seen a red flag in this game before, so it'll be my first time when we see one.
CT8 is terrible.
Is he just harassing himself here?
I think he is. I mean, where's the confidence?
This is either someone on CT's account or CT is having a real moment of the mind, shall we say. No, it's CT8.
Brilliant.
So I think he's just decided that during the safety car period he's going to check what's going on the commentary. And he said he's racing so bad. Mate, you're currently in 6th.
He's in 6th place, but he shouldn't be. He shouldn't be AI.
AI is fine on the safety car. Yeah, P6, I wouldn't say that's bad, but the safety car will be in this lap. That's what race control have just informed us.
Well, there we go. Almost ready to get racing again, and Carlson has got to do it all over again here. He had a great restart on the last safety car. Can he do it 2 out of 2?
He's not under pressure from Expo anymore. Expo's pitted for a fresh set of hards and finds himself back down in 11th place at the moment.
Well, it's not a bad position to be in, though, with those hard compound tyres. You don't have to pit again, and the top 7 all do. So let's see how that unfolds as the race progresses. Now, here we go then. Look how dirty that Mercedes is already. It's looking cloudy out there, but no rain as suggested as yet as we go, and we're back into the racing. And he does get it. Another great restart. We've got the McLaren of F1 Lewis still on the back of Eric, pushing him through. And look at this, is he going to take a dive here? He's had enough of being behind him, and he's really trying to push him through here. And he goes through this section, he goes round the outside. The inside line is going to be slightly quicker, but no, it's F1 Lewis gets the better grip round the outside, and what a move there.
Great move by Lewis. It reminds me of the real life Silverstone this year, but roles inversed.
And Eric is coming back at him here through Lovefield. There go. Is there going to be a switchback, or has F1 Lewis managed to hold on to this position? Oh, he gets a little bit of a tank slapper, and so does the Red Bull. And both of them have to file in. And wow, that was a lucky escape from both of them. A bit of a squeaky bum time from them too, I think.
Yeah, definitely lucky to still be racing in the circuit. Good catch from both of them. But now they are both under pressure from Ferrari and their Italian cousin, the Alfa Romeo.
And they are indeed, as they come through this beautiful section once again. Carlson then 2.5 seconds ahead of anyone, and we've got our first penalty of the race. It's 3 seconds then for Jay Field for track limits.
Yeah, unfortunate for him. He's currently in the midfield, but that'll really hurt him as he pushes the Aston Martin off the track.
Ooh, interesting moves there. But look, what I'm interested in, Carlson, 2.6 seconds ahead. What a restart he's had.
Yeah, the battle behind him. Ooh, as Eric gets a little bit loose as they came through club. But yeah, the battle between Lewis and Eric really hampered his shot. Well, benefited him as he was able to pull away without any battle or
I'll tell you what, Eric is trying to fight here with the Alfa Romeo. The Alfa Romeo trying to take advantage of Eric's mistake, and they're still side by side for here. This is fantastic stuff. The other Red Bull is trying to have a little sniff. Oh, and they go a bit wide here. And I'll tell you who's going to capitalise. It's the Alpine of Gatling. Swipes through on the Wellington Straight. Goes defensive. Can he keep that position? And that was an optimistic moment there. And it was just gifted for the Alpine. Great use and race management there. And he's seen the opportunity, and he didn't need a second invitation.
Yeah, this midfield pack is so crowded at the moment. Matt Caruana's actually making up positions as well. He's up to P7, under challenge from Reece Thomason and Expo behind him. But there's a massive train of cars here at the moment.
And then look at them flying through Maggotts and Beckett. They're going to go side by side. Yes, they are. It's side by side action. Through Maggotts and Beckett they go. Have you seen anything like this before, ladies and gentlemen? This is fantastic. Beautiful. Matthew Caruana gets a brilliant exit out of the Beckett. He's right on the rear diffuser. Is he going to take a look down the inside of Stowe? He does. He tries it. But unfortunately for him, Eric gets a great exit. Goes a little bit wide. But Matthew Caruana is going to take it on the inside on those beautiful mediums. It's going to be side by side through Club Corner. They're both fighting it out. Who's going to cross the line here in front? And it's Matthew Caruana that stays ahead. And the Red Bull now under pressure from Reece, and they go side by side. This is unbelievable racing.
I'll tell you what, Matthew Caruana has just made Christian Horner cry, overtaking both Red Bulls in a half a track. That man is in the toilet wiping his tears.
It is. Matthew Caruana putting on a fantastic show here as Expo gets ahead of CT08. And Eric is really struggling out there. He's losing positions left, right and centre.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Maybe the tyres are overheating a little bit. That might be on strategy as we have the colder temperatures here. And yeah, he's really not finding comfortable with the hard tyre in terms of race pace.
Sighted then fighting the other Alfa Romeos on the medium compound tyres. You'll have more grip at this stage of the Grand Prix. Yeet Toast then is making moves as well. We've got the Red Bull fighting that back at him here, and they're going to go side by side through Copse. Can they make it? Yes, they do. The Ferrari goes round the outside and keeps that position. Wow, this is fantastic.
Yeah, CT08 also dropping positions as well. Both Red Bulls really not finding their groove round the Silverstone circuit. CT's under pressure from Slapbus here.
And I'll tell you what, CT08 has run out of his ERS, which is going to be a nice simple move there from Slapbus. Into Stowe corner they go, and that's a great move. And he's now starting to come up the field nicely in Slapbus.
Yeah, great move. He's recovered after his earlier thing. He's gone from P17 up to P10, and those mediums are really, really working for the house driver.
Side-by-side action here then. Again, it's the McLaren, the Red Bull, the Ferrari. Absolutely going at it, hammer and tong. And Ferrari tries it, goes around the outside here. Through, I don't know the name of this corner. It's really bugging me, but what is it? Onto the Wellington Straight. Farm. Going through Farm. And I promised you guys I will remember that for the next one, all right?
Farm's the right-hander, Village is the left-hander.
Right, perfect. Sighted then getting ahead of CT08. Up next is his teammate of Eric. He's on the medium compound tyre. These mediums then, he has pitted, so wouldn't be a matter of time there before maybe he'll be on the back of Eric as well. Matthew Caruana gets ahead of Mansu, puts himself into 4th place. What a drive he's having.
Yeah, he's doing a really good recovery drive. Those mediums, like I said, they're working for him and they're working for the Haas of Slapbus as well. Both of these guys making up positions. They know they've got to make another pit stop, but they're really making the tyres work whilst they have the advantage.
Expo gets a great exit here from Maggot and Beckett onto Stowe corner. He's got the DRS, and that's going to be a move done before they even reach the braking zone. Oh, I tell you what, the Ferrari takes a steep lunge into Stowe and gets that again. The Alfa Romeo of Rhys Thomas loses 2 places here within 1 corner.
Yeah, Rhys Thomas was just absolutely defenseless as they came down the hanger straight into Stowe. No DRS was really making that Alfa Romeo just like a tractor on the straight.
Matthew Caruana then fighting it out again for, at the minute, it will stand as a podium position, but he's got to be careful, does Matthew, because he's got the Ferrari creeping up behind him, and this train is just continuous at the minute.
Yeah, Rhys Thomas is actually losing another position. Slapbus is now up into 8th.
Brilliant stuff from Slapbus, really taking advantage here of those fresher tyres. You've got the Williams of Matthew Caruana. He's going to try and go for another move around the outside as we enter Lovefield. We've got the McLaren and the Alpine fighting it out, and it's going to be very, very close and tight through here, through Lovefield. Matthew Caruana's going to try and dip in on the inside. Can he get 2 cars here? Oh! Woo! That's what we're here for, ladies and gentlemen. Fantastic from Matthew Caruana. Take a bow, son.
I have no words to describe what I have seen. That is equivalent to through comes Hamilton we saw from last year's race. The Williams driver absolutely picking at opportunities, taking the inside and showing why he is good.
He's good. He's absolutely fantastic. Matthew Caruana up to 2nd place. But you've got to say, Carlson having a race on his own out there.
Yeah, Carlson's actually pulled away 4.5 seconds. Matt Caruana will be a little bit vulnerable on the straight, so he won't have DRS as they head down the home straight here.
So the Alpine then takes a wider line as we come through Club. He's going to try and get the better exit here. Can Matthew Caruana defend? He's in a great position here. And he does. He gets excellent traction from that last turn. Fantastic stuff. But there's no time to breathe here because we just don't know where to look. This is fun. This is what we wanted. Tuatara Championship. The qualifiers went as good as they did. And, oh, we've had a bit of contact here. And that surely, well, yeah, fair play to Yeet Toast there. He does give that position back. But the damage has been done by Expo, hasn't it?
Tell you what, it might have been damage done, but that actually could benefit the McLaren driver. He's gone from the front of the pack where he'd be, under pressure from the guys with DRS behind him, to the car putting pressure on with DRS.
And we got side-by-side action once again. The Alpine of Gagli trying to get ahead of F1 Lewis. F1 Lewis then swoops himself up in the 3rd place. But the thing is, this battle in here is not doing well for them because Matthew Caruana goes a little bit wide there, so he's going to bring that group back together. But I was just about to say, if they battle between each other, Matthew Caruana could pull away and get out of that DRS zone and defend quite brilliantly.
Yeah, that's exactly what he's got to do. As long as he can hold it down the hanger straight here, that's what he should be able to achieve. But speaking of pro drivers, is that Ryan McAuliffe in the chat?
It is Ryan McAuliffe then, the other Kimura Pro Racing driver, both of them sponsored and supported by Tuatara through Kimura Racing. But I tell you what, Matthew Caruana comes over to Formula One and he's pulling on a show, hasn't he? And representing Kimura Racing as well.
I'll tell you what, he's sat in that seat like Daniel Ricciardo coming back to AlphaTauri.
Beautiful. So we got moves then. Oh, we haven't got moves. We've got Def Peacock then taking a pit stop. He's had enough of those hards of 14 laps being on them.
Yeah, it'll probably be a 12-lap stint here on the mediums. That's probably what we're expecting. That's what our analysts are saying. Unless we're going to see rain, and that's the only other option here.
It does look a bit foggy and cloudy, but I don't know if there's rain in the air.
There's a front wing change for Def Peacock as well. It didn't look like he had any damage, but it is a set of mediums going on for the AlphaTauri.
Well, Carlson looks like he's very much in control of this race, but it's just hard to tell where anyone's going to finish apart from him. It's crazy. You've got, bar first place, you've got from 2nd all the way down to 9th, covered by about 3 seconds.
Yeah, absolutely insane. Mere tenths between all of them, and all it takes is one mistake for a driver to be dropped out of the points here, and that can happen so quickly.
Now, there's a little bit of a mistake from the Ferrari driver of yeeting Toast, which will bring Reece Thomas back into this. And he's going to get the DRS, but unfortunately for him, he does have a bit of a DRS train going on as we see all these cars filtering through. Oh, we got a battle here. The Aston Martin have sighted, makes a move on Eric, and poor Eric is gone right down to 11th place, and there's not even any marks on his tyres anymore. They're that worn off.
Yeah, he's really not doing so well. Maybe it's time to get those hard tyres off and get on a fresh set of mediums. We know how powerful they've been in this race so far. Interesting
enough, Slapbus is coming in again.
Really?
He's coming in again, not for a wing change. He's going back onto the medium compound tyre for another pit stop.
What a really interesting move there by the Haas driver.
Yeah, I think the Slapbus got pole positioning today, but I think when it comes to his strategy, I think it's like the El Ferrari.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, this is I see you strategy. If he was here, we wouldn't be questioning him on this.
No, we wouldn't indeed. If you are watching the Tuatara qualifiers, which you'll be able to watch all of these races on the Paddy Pat YouTube channel, every single race and qualify session, it will be up on the Paddy Pat YouTube channel, so you can take a watch whenever you feel like it, whenever you want.
Yeah, the race will be good to watch back, especially after this 10-race championship has been over. See what mistakes may have lost them out of the win or the podiums here.
Yeah, well, a couple of drivers now getting penalties. Let's go and have a little look then. What do the penalties stand? So we've got Eric on a 3-second, trying to defend from the Aston Martin at the minute. Both Ryan as well, which is Z92. And I tell you what, Eric does, for finally coming to the pits, he's had enough. So, no, Sighted, sorry, does have a 3-second. Eric gets a 5-second for entering the pit lane. Oh, and it's going bad to worse from him. You've got 3 seconds for CT8. Oyster with a 3-second, and Field as well.
We could see a Red Bull double stack here. They're both in the pits at the same time. Will the Red Bull pit crew be able to pull this off?
It does look very juicy indeed, and that is why they are the champions at the minute. Great little double stack.
Yeah, only got slowed down a tiny bit there. Rear Jackman maybe not getting out of the way as quick as he wanted to, but yeah, smooth double stack overall.
So Matthew Caruana takes the lead of this race as we see Carlson gone into the pits. He's now down in 9th place, but he will be on another juicy set of mediums to the end of this race.
Yeah, mediums will definitely last here. Only 11 laps to go. And yeah, he'll be...
I tell you what though, he's got to do this on track because everyone ahead of him, bar Mansu has pitted in this race. So Carlson, though, going really, really long, going for the one stop. He's got to do this on track.
Yeah, 100%. I think the one stop here is going to be the beneficial one. The two stop will be quicker overall, but it's all about defending and overtaking, and this track is definitely one where you can get those overtakes done in the crucial times.
But let's have a little look at the timings here from the leader. He's 24 seconds off the lead, but everyone in front of him doesn't have to pit.
Yeah.
Weird strategy, but he didn't pit under safety car, if you remember. Interesting. That's really opened it up here. He's got a lot of work to do as Carlson. He's 24 seconds off the lead. He's 11 seconds off 8th place.
I think realistically, all he's got to do is get past Carlson. Sorry, that's himself. He just jumped. Get past Gagley, who has now pit. And everyone else in front of him probably will have to pit before the end of this race, and now he's essentially P1.
Well, no, they won't, because they're on the hard compound tyre. Bar Yeating Toast will have to pit. Matthew Caruana will have to pit as well. He's done 11 laps on those, unless he tries and stretches these to the end. I mean,
Mansu had to pit lap 1. He's not doing 26 laps on the hards.
Maybe he will try. He's doing 16 laps on there so far. But, you know, with a 13-second gap there to 6th place, I don't know. He's got to do a lot as Carlson.
If there's anyone that could do it, it's him. And that is what I'll say right now.
It is indeed. It's going to be very, very interesting and a watching spectacle to see how he comes through the field here. The biggest gainer in the race so far then is Z92, up 12 places at the minute. But like I say, he may have to stop again. He's done 11 laps on the medium compound tyre. Will he stop again to be maybe set the fastest lap of the race, maybe on the soft compound tyre? Who knows? It's getting to that stage, isn't it, where if you're going to pit, you've got to do it almost now.
Yeah, I think it's lap 23, 24. That's going to be your last chance saloon to pit for fastest lap here. Obviously, you'll have 24 or 25 to warm them up, and then you've got 1 or 2 shots on lap 25 or 26 to actually attempt it. So
a lot of penalties coming forward. Then we see Mansu getting a 3 second as the fastest lap then from F1 Lewis, a 1:28.244. But I expect that to come down simply because I do see a couple of these drivers maybe going on the soft on this last stint of the race.
Yeah, I reckon we'll see a low 27s, mid 26s here for fastest lap. Bear in mind, obviously, tyres aren't going to be brand new. We saw a 25.2 for pole, so that's probably where my prediction's at.
Yeah, well, Carlson now up to 6th place, 11 seconds. F1 Lewis down in 8th place, trying to fight it out with Slapbus. Remember, Slapbus was your pole sitter. He's going to be taking those hard medium tyres to the end. And he is currently in 7th place, only 3 seconds behind the leader, Carlson. So, yeah, it's starting to unfold here, isn't it?
Yeah, I reckon we'll see a Slapbus Carlson fight here. It does remind me of last season. Both of these guys were battling it out for top spots every week, and as we see Matt Caruana and Mansu both pitting. Yeah,
Mansu then is pitting, but he'll have to serve a 5 second there. Matthew Caruana was our race leader. He's coming in, and I believe it could be the soft compound tyre going on that Williams car.
Yeah, almost definitely soft will last till the end now, and that's going to be the fastest tyre for our drivers.
Where does he come out then, does Matthew Caruana? Carlson coming through to turn 1 now, as we see Caruana exiting. Carlson gets ahead of him quite comfortably. So does F1 Lewis
here as well.
And Lapbus as well. Matthew Caruana drops down to 8th place, fighting it with Gagley on the exit here. If he could just hold on, he's going to get those soft tyres built up, but it looks like Gasly goes round the outside here from the pit exit. He's going to get that position, but Matthew Caruana is not having any of it. He wants that. Let's go.
If he had the DRS, it was just too powerful for the Williams on this occasion. But don't write Matthew Caruana off. He's on brand new soft tyres. He'll have such a pace advantage in the corners, especially as we head through Copse, Maggots, Beckers, etc.
I know, but I tell you what, with that little battle with Matthew Gagley, it kind of put him out a little shape there, and the Ferrari didn't need a second invitation to get ahead of him as well. But he's on those fresh mediums, on the fresh softs. It will dampen his damper is cost him a little bit of time getting stuck behind these guys, but hopefully with him and his racecraft and his speed, he should eventually get in front of these guys.
Yeah, I think he's got to just keep it clean, keep it safe. He knows he's got 7 laps as well, 6.5 laps left to race in, and it's still all about playing it fair here.
Yeah, so Matthew Caruana then on the back of these two. The Ferrari does get ahead of that, but Carlson is now up into 3rd place as these guys in front are pitting, but Expo is on the hard compound tyre and he's going to try and hold this out here, isn't he?
I think so. He's got a good gap to Reese Thomas behind him. Reese Thomas will really be struggling with those tyres. They'll be on about 24 laps by the end of this thing, and yeah, he's got to keep going.
Indeed. Wow, well, there you go. He's got 14 lap old hard. He's going to take it to the end. Carlson, 10 seconds from 2nd place. But Reese Thomas, I genuinely feel he's going to try and go to the end. Matthew Caruana then gets ahead of Gagli. He took a lap to do so, but he's got ahead of him. He's got to try and chase down here the Ferrari. He's got a little bit more ERS than the Ferrari, so expect Matthew to have a little go down the hangar straight as we exit Copse into Maggots and Beckett's we go. And if he gets a really good exit here, he could get on the back of Yeating Toast. But remember, Yeating Toast has only done a lap extra than Matthew on those softs.
Yeah, they'll be both working together. Obviously, they'll have the same amount of tyre take when it comes to the end of it. But they've just got to make the advantage work, and they've got to catch the guys on the mediums who are a few seconds up the road.
Yeah, so not this occasion. Matthew Caruana does not get close enough to mount an attack. But, coming out of Stowe, you can see how close he is now on the start of lap 21, sorry. Matthew Caruana is going for it. Is he going to do it to turn 1? Yes, he is. He's going it on a corner that's completely flat out. These guys are going side by side. And absolutely brilliant stuff. The Ferrari's going to take a little look down to the inside. And look at this. The Alpine takes a late dive. And look at this brilliant racecraft. Absolutely fantastic. And I tell you what, Matthew Caruana is almost a second out from that group there, from that late dive from Gagli, who are still fighting. I don't know why they've ghosted there, but they have. Yeating Toast. Yeah, we won't watch that at the minute because that's a bit weird.
Yeah, not quite sure why I ghosted there.
Maybe it was a slight little tap.
Essentially, the game is quite sensitive. I've found this time around. But I'll tell you what, Matt Caruana, he saw the advantage down the home straight, didn't need to be asked twice, and took that move heading into Abbey.
I can't believe it. Will Expo be able to hold on here? Carlson is chasing them down. 7 seconds, but only 5 laps left to go. This is going to be close. This is going to be very close.
Can you imagine if the rain comes in now?
Oh, wow. Yeah, that really would spice it up, wouldn't it?
It really, really would. And we've seen it happen so many times.
So Matthew Caruana now then is 3 seconds behind Slapbus. He is going to be faster. You see the times coming down slowly, but has it cost him by not keeping ahead of the Ferrari and the Alpine as he exited the pit a few laps ago? It has cost him, and now Slapbus obviously is 3 seconds ahead. He's got to really chase him down now.
This has left the session. He has got an invite back, but he will be ghost until he does get back in.
So here we go then. Slapbus is battling out here at the minute with F1 Lewis. All the while they're all catching the top 2 here of Reese Thomas and Expo. Reese Thomas is doing an absolute stellar job on those really, really old hards. I mean, take a look. 20 laps on the hard compound tyres. He's got 5 laps left to do. Whew. Wow, this is going to get interesting.
I'll tell you what, Reese Thomas has got to be some sort of tyre whisperer at this moment in time. He's got 4 extra laps on Expo in front of him, and he'll have Carlson chasing him down over the next 4 laps. He's only 5 seconds away, and those tyres are definitely going to be so much more fresh for the Mercedes.
Yeah, he's going to be really at the edge of puncher territory come towards the end of this race. I'm pretty sure all the pit stops are done now, unless we see some comings together.
But no, FIA, that's not a reason to get the journalists in the pit lane just yet.
Red flag, lap 24.
You never know. We've seen it so many times.
So Slapbus then still stuck behind F1 Lewis. Maybe he's trying to, you know, just work with him at the minute. Let F1 Lewis push on because, you know, they are catching very rapidly here to the front runners, and maybe he's just at the stage of saving his DRS while they're catching the top. Could be really good race management here from Slapbus.
Yeah, both of them on a similar amount of VRS here. You're looking in the mid-50s or 60s range. And maybe they're just hoping they can make a good advance towards our top few here. And then when they're there, use that ERS, their extra ERS to mount a good attack.
Well, Mansu of the Ferrari really starting to challenge the Red Bull of Eric. Eric's had a great start to this race, but those hards really dropped off hard for him, didn't they?
Yeah, they went off a cliff, and I think that just comes down to race management, not accepting when those tyres are dead. He's found himself better on these mediums, not seeming to struggle as much, but yeah, unfortunately, it will be low points for the Red Bull today.
So then, Carlson can now see second place in his front. And I tell you now, I think it's going to be a matter of time here with 3 laps left to go. Carlson has really chased these down. And I tell you what, a great job to just get your head down and just keep going, knowing you were 17 seconds off the lead at one point when he made his pit stop.
Yeah, he's going to be so envisioned by the fact that he can see the Alfa Romeo ahead of him. He knows he's so close to that DRS. And once he's got the first one, the second one will probably fall quite quickly afterwards.
I'll tell you what, he's taken absolute chunks out of Rhys Thomas. We've got yellow flags.
Eating Toast retires in the pit lane.
So Eating Toast does retire from the race, and he did it properly, so fair play to him. As we see, Jay Field entering the pits as well.
Well, we said pit stops weren't over quite yet. And like we said, one does come in lap 24. Maybe, this could be a fastest lap attempt.
It could be, yeah, but will it be top 10? It won't count, will it?
But I wonder if he's trying to just steal it away from someone ahead of him. That's going to be the key thing here. Carlson currently holds it, but if he can steal it, then that's a point that Mercedes won't have after round one.
He's got to be patient here, Carlson. He's got so much extra grip through Magnussen and Beckett. He's going to get the job done here. But now it's all about 2 laps of trying to chase down Expo. Can Expo hold on then with 2 laps left to go? 3.3 seconds. Carlson has got to gain 1.5 seconds a lap and overtake if he has got to take the win here. This is going to be a hell of a showdown on this first race here of the Tuatara Championship. It's been one hell of a race, hasn't it, TK?
This feels like Russia 2020 all over again. And McLaren being chased down by Mercedes. The first time the McLaren could take a win, and Mercedes is catching him so quickly. I mean, there's no rain, but we get the picture.
no rain at all, but I mean, he really has got that. He really has got a strategy right here, hasn't he? But you know, Expo has got 75% ERS. He saw this coming, and he's going to manage that ERS, isn't he?
Yeah, he's just got to keep it balanced. I think Expo, if he can keep charging his up here, he'll have enough to hold off the attack of Carlson when that does come.
And I think it definitely will come then. We said he's got to do 1.5 seconds a lap, and he's already almost done that.
Jayfield run out of fuel. I don't know why he's going quite so slowly.
He's going very, very slow. And he may have actually... No, he's not run out of fuel. He's not run out of fuel as Jayfield. But I believe he's just getting his tyres up to try and get the fastest lap.
Interesting strategy there from the house.
He definitely just wants to take fastest lap and take it away from any of these drivers.
Yeah, Walpole currently holds it. He's in 14th.
So no love lost here then, as Carlson now. As we enter the last lap here, Expo, okay, 46% ERS, Carlson 3%, but he's 1.2 seconds behind on the last lap. This is going to be... I can't call it, TK.
I have no idea which way this is going to go. It's so crucial that Carlson gets this DRS. They head down the Wellington Straight. If he doesn't, he could be dead in the water.
He's not got it. He's not got the DRS, but he will get the DRS down the Hangar Straight. But he's got no ERS left. I mean, Slapbus gets ahead here as Rhys Thomas... Sorry, Slapbus and F1 Lewis are battling it out. Matthew Caruana is just not quite caught up to these guys. F1 Lewis currently in third place. It's a great day for the McLarens if they can just hold it off. But Slapbus is going to really try and mount an attack here on the last lap. And we don't know where to look. Here's Matthew Caruana. Does get ahead of Reese. Reese has just lost tyres now. But fair play to him, doing 26 laps on the hard compound tyres. It's unbelievable. He pitted lap 1. Slapbus then gets ahead of F1 Lewis. But we're going to go on board with the race leaders here. Is he going to get it here? Can Expo hold on? He's used absolutely everything here down the hanger straight. If the Mercedes wants it, he's going to take a lunge down this straight down to the last corner. He does. He takes a late lunge. They're going to go side by side. It's a slight push, but it's Expo. Is he going to hold on here? There's no grip left, and Expo takes the race win here at Silverstone. Absolute stellar job. Carlson takes second. Slapbus in third. F1 Lewis drops down to fourth place because Matthew Caruana takes fourth from penalties conceded. Have you seen a race like it of a 26 lap race? Carlson trying to chase Expo down, but what a defensive display from the McLaren driver, TK. Oh, I'm gobsmacked.
Expo has not only shown defensive capabilities there, he's shown such excellent race management skills, knowing that he had to hold his ERS to a level that he could defend Carlson when he attacked. He burned all that ERS. They headed down the hanger straight, and that allowed him to defend from the Mercedes as much as he could, and that's what got him the win today. Not quite sure what's happened to Slapbus. The game DNF'd him. He will be credited the podium.
When I clicked onto his name and we seen the fact that he had 70% ERS, it's like he knew that Carlson was going to come chasing him down, and it was going to have to rely on ERS, and he did a brilliant job. You can't get better race management than what Expo just did there. And guys, stay with us because we're hoping we're going to get these drivers, the podium sitters, into the podium conversation. Put a tag out there, TK. Let's get them in.
Just got to check. It did disqualify Slapbus right at the end. I'm just trying to see why it did so.
If you go onto Race Director,
it's not showing an instant as to him retire. It said he retired. So I'm not quite sure what's happened there. I'm sure we'll credit him with the win because he came across the line in third.
He definitely did. So let's get the podium sitters into the podium interviews, and I'll see you over there. If you could put a tag out, that'd be brilliant. Wow, ladies and gentlemen. There you have it. Expo takes the win here with an absolute stellar defensive job right at the end against Carlson. Carlson done everything he could. He took a last-ditch lunge to try and get him round club, but Expo defended absolutely fantastically and holds off Carlson for the race win. Carlson in second, and we just got to confirm, but I'm pretty sure Slapbus does cross the line in second with a bit of a game glitch. But wow, what a race. And ladies and gentlemen, we do have our race podium sitters in the chat now. Wow, we'll go to Carlson then. Carlson, you did everything right, but it just wasn't quite enough for today, was it?
Yeah, no. The two safety cars at the beginning ruined my race kind of, but I still managed to get up to P2, so it's alright.
Yeah, we seen an absolute drive. We wondered the strategy there that you chose, not pitting under that safety car. But when you seen 17 seconds from the lead, we think, oh, it's a tall order to do. And give you your justice here. You did a great job. And how do you feel about that defensive display from Expo? Because he really did manage that correctly, didn't he?
Yeah, I mean, nothing really I could do in that. It was so tight in the last chicane. Yeah. If I had got the DRS from him at the last lap in the first DRS, I think I would have got it.
That's exactly what we were saying on stream, wasn't it, TK?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, Lucky.
But
I should
no,
have pitted one lap earlier.
yeah, well,
I would have won that one.
a fantastic job, Carlson. Great job to really come back through the field and almost clinch the win. But let's get on to our race winner of the first round of the Silverstone and Tuatara Championship. Expo. How do you feel, Sunshine?
Great, to be honest. I don't know. I can't really explain it.
Absolute fantastic job. Qualified in the top 2 on the front row. Great race strategy, and we just saw go through the strategy that you were thinking at the end of that stint, because it's like you knew that Carlson was trying that was going to come back at you. But we looked at your race, we looked at your ERS status, and you just went through a stint of saving that ERS. Was that the difference between winning and coming second today?
Yeah, when I was in the train after the second safety car, I actually got a bit of a tap on the rear, so I lost a few positions, and then I knew I just had to save tires, so I just sat in the train, saved the RS, and I guess it worked out.
And it worked out fantastically. Expo, you are the first man to take the race win here in the Tuatara Championship. Congratulations. And great job. It put on an absolute show for us tonight. TK, we've got Slapbus in.
Yeah, Slapbus P3, even though the game seemed to not agree with ourselves here. How are you feeling after that podium?
Yeah, obviously a bit disappointed starting on pole. But I don't think the strategy was good today, so yeah, but P3 is still good and good points. So yeah,
P3 is definitely great points going into obviously the 10 race championship. How are you feeling about next week? Where are you gonna make a difference? What's your plan heading into round 2?
Yeah, probably race pace. So yeah, I'm probably not go for a bold strategy.
It was, we talk us through your mindset on you were the only driver on the field, in the field on those soft compound tyre. Were you trying to gamble early safety car? What was we were thinking maybe there might be rain, but the only guy on the softs. It was very bold, especially from sitting there in pole position.
Yeah, well, I did a league race previous to this, and it worked out well. I just did soft medium, and it worked out well. But obviously, safety cars didn't go in my favour. So
no,
yep.
And that is the lottery sometimes. But I tell you what, great recovery drive from not so good of a strategy today. But you still pick up a podium and you get those points on the board. Congratulations, then, Slapbus, for your podium, the last podium sitter. Thank you very much, guys, to all of the podium sitters. Expo taking the race win here in the first round. Carlson pushing him to the end, and you just couldn't get a better finish than that, could you, TK?
No, not at all. If you'd asked me to write a script for round 1, it definitely would not involve 2 drivers finishing 2 tenths apart after 26 laps, nearly 150 kilometres of racing.
Absolutely fantastic. Now, remember, the qualifying was top 15 were within a second of each other on such a big track, like TK said. Wow, we're in for one hell of a championship this year. Now, remember, all this will be going on YouTube, and we go for next week, Monday at 8 p.m. And where we're at, TK?
That's a very good question. We are at Azerbaijan, Baku.
Ooh, Baku. Great overtaking opportunities at Baku, but you've got no error for mistakes, have you?
No, the walls are so close, but yet the track is such a high-speed one. It's zero margin for error next week.
It is indeed. So, guys, that has been your commentary here and race for round 1 of the Tuatara Championship. I hope you have enjoyed yourself, because we certainly have.
Yeah, it's been an absolute pleasure to commentate alongside you, Patty, for round 1.
And I still got a smile on my face. What a race. Guys, we're just going to finish off with some credits from Tuatara. Now, remember, a big thank you. We couldn't do this without the support of Tuatara and, of course, all of our admins and stewards as well. So a big thank you to them. And, of course, if you are wanting any Tuatara products, !Tuatara in the chat. You can get 15% off any products if you use code PaddyPat15. But for now, me and TK are signing off from round 1. Goodbye. God bless.